In our last video, we looked at how we would iterate over the rows in a bank statement using a for loop. In this next video, we're going to look at how we could do this more functionally using reduce and some of ES6's features. So I'm going to start by copy and pasting this. So Control A, Control C, and paste it into a new snippet. We're going to use this as the basis of our reduce function. So we've got our rows here, and I want to reduce over them. So I'm going to start with rows, reduce. The reduce function takes in two arguments, the first of which is a function. This is the reducer function, and the second is an initial value. Now, we set up our initial values previously in these global variables. We can put them in here now. So just copy and pasting them in here. And I need to replace these with colons because it's an object. Now I need to set up my reduce function. Now the reduce function takes in two arguments. One is an accumulator, and the initial value of the accumulator is what we were setting here, was this initial value. And the second thing it takes in is the current value of the item in the array. Because we're using rows, we're going to call this row. And so it's going to iterate over this for each row. This is similar to what we were doing here, so I'm just going to copy and paste these operations from here, and I'm going to place them in my reducer function. I need to change this to being acc.balance because these are now on the acc object, and put acc.here, and rather than balance here, I need acc.balance. If I run this now, it is going to fail. I'm going to delete these because I don't need them anymore. And let's have a go at running this. I'm just going to reload and run. Can't read balance of undefined. Now, why was that? That's because we need to return our accumulator at the end of our reduce function. And so the accumulator, at the end of each iteration, it gets passed back into the next iteration, and the balance has now been updated so that it can calculate the balance correctly. So I'm going to reload that and run it, and you can see that we pass back an object which has the final balance and the balance rows, which is the same as we had before. In this case, we're actually not interested in the balance. We don't want to know about it, so we can use ES6 destructured assignment to say let balanced rows equal rows. Save that and run it. Balanced rows, and balanced rows is now equal to the rows of our statement. So what destructuring does is basically that it just picks out properties that you want from an object and assigns them to a variable. So, we could put balance on there as well. I'll just save that and run it again. And now I can see that I have balance available as well on the global scope.